Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. Once again, by popular demand, we have back our good friends from Montclair Film, Evelyn McGee Colbert, president of Montclair Film, and Bob Feinberg, founder and chairman of Montclair Film. Great to have both of you.
Thank you for having me.
Evie, is it my mistake that one of us looks especially tan and relaxed?
Well, certainly not me, not either tan or relaxed.
Hey, listen, I'm Italian and I get tan, but we're doing this right at the holidays. Bob Feinberg's on vacation, but he's so committed to Montclair Film and doing this that he took his time to be with us. Welcome. All right, enough of that.
Thank you.
Evie, talk to us. As we do this program at the end of 2021, seen in 2022, how excited are you, and I'll ask Bob the same question, about the future of Montclair Film? We'll talk about some of the challenges you've had as well.
Very excited. We had a wonderful festival in October. We're back in person. We had COVID requirements, but people came back. They felt safe. It was incredibly moving to be back sharing the experience of watching film together in person with people. Today, we've had some exciting news in that the Golden Globe nominees were announced, and many of the films are films that we showed during our festival. So we're feeling very happy about that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's exciting. And during the festival, we reopened the Claridge Theatre, which was an independent movie theater basically across the street from our headquarters on Bloomfield Avenue in Montclair. We renovated it and opened it, and we now run it 365 days a year as an independent movie theater. So that's super exciting. A lot going on. Yeah. Yeah,
and Bob, my wife and I were at that opening of which is around the corner from our home. It's an iconic, important theater, the Claridge, and to see Montclair Film take it over and do what you're doing is extraordinary. Bob, tell folks not just about the great things going on, but some of the challenges Montclair Film have faced, and particularly around, I mean, the hurricanes were terrible.
Yeah, the Hurricane Ida was terrible. Evie mentioned our headquarters at 505 Bloomfield Avenue, the Investors Bank Film and Media Center. This is an old bank building that we rehabilitated about 5 years ago and created educational space and exhibition space and offices. And during the most recent hurricane, we had about 5 feet of water in our education concourse. So on top of the pandemic, we set about rebuilding that space, and that's an ongoing project. We've done the demo. We're reimagining how we're going to utilize that space. Luckily, we had insurance. Less luckily, the insurance is not going to cover all of our expenses, and we've seen a great outpouring of support from the community to help us get that space up and running. We've launched, as Evie mentioned, the Claridge Theatre, which is an iconic art house movie theater in Montclair, been there for decades, shut at the beginning of the pandemic, and we took it over and spent a number of months renovating the space. If you haven't been there in a long time, you should come see it. It looks beautiful. And we've invested a lot of time and energy making sure that it's COVID safe. Of course, it's a challenge bringing people back to the movie theater. We think they're going to come back. We're seeing them coming back, but we're in it for the long haul. This is our 10th anniversary. This festival that we just had celebrated the 10th anniversary of Montclair Film. So we're really launching our second 10 years, and we have a number of projects going on to help that launch.
Evie, talk to us about this membership. Beyond the films, beyond the film festival, the educational programs are terrific, and that's just a piece of what's going on. Tell people why membership to Montclair Film is so valuable as we put up the information.
Sure. Well, one of the things that's really interesting is the Montclair Film membership has become more valuable with the Claridge. Our members receive discounted ticket prices, and we even have, I think, a promotion going where you get 1 or 2 films free when you become a member. So it's a great time to become a member of Montclair Film. But in addition to being a member of the Claridge and being able to see movies, it supports, as you mentioned, our education programs. So we are really bullish and hopeful to expand what we do in the education field now that we have the Claridge, we have a little bit more space. Once we renovate, once we get back into our headquarters, we'll be able to do a little bit more with education. And we also hope to move our education program into schools themselves. We have a program running right now in Newark in a school. We hope to duplicate that, do more of that. So membership is a great way to support all of our efforts. We're a real community organization. So being a part of something exciting in Montclair, and regardless of whether you live in Montclair, in northern New Jersey, New York, it's a great reason to join.
Yeah, it was packed in October. You could tell there weren't just folks from Montclair, they were from all over. Bob, let me ask you, as you and Evie and the team and Tom Hall and the great staff at Montclair Film keep things running, you're not exactly sure what the situation is going to be in the spring. This program will be seen in the beginning of 2022. How do you prepare for a festival that's largely indoor, outdoor, lots of different things, but we don't know about where we'll be with the pandemic? How do you strategically plan?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Don't say carefully.
Well, we did that when the pandemic hit, right? In 2020, we were scheduled to have our festival, what was going to be the ninth festival, in May of that year. And it had been in May every year. And the pandemic hit in March, and we postponed, and we ultimately did largely a virtual festival in October of 2020. And, we did some live stuff. This is New Jersey, of course. So we had some drive-in movies that Essex County gave us space for near the Turtleback Zoo. But it was mainly virtual. And we decided, among other things, that we're going to keep the festival in October. So, we have a little more breathing room in that the 11th festival will be in the second part of October of 2022. But we're going to do what everybody else is doing, Steve. We're going to watch what's happening. We're going to follow the science. We're going to focus on the safety of our audiences and our exhibitors. And as Evie mentioned, we've got an incredible staff that has really pivoted a number of times from live to virtual, from our building at 505 to other locations after the hurricane. And we think this is the new normal, right? We're going to have to continue responding. The good thing is, there's a tremendous interest in what we do, and we've seen that continue through all of these challenges. And we want to be there for our audiences, and we're going to be there.
And bottom line, from our perspective, it's not only Montclair Film; it's public broadcasting. Bob knows well as the chief legal counsel at WNET, and with our partners are the folks at NJPBS. And Evie understands this also in your home. I'm sure your husband, Stephen, they are adapting and evolving, have been from day one. And we've seen the show as fans of it. So final words, Evie, are adapting and evolving not an option. It's just part of being in the arts.
Yeah, well, I think that's true. I mean, flexibility is the name of the game. And I think while we're bullish about the future, we're also fiscally very conservative. So we budget 3 different ways, scenario 1, scenario 2, scenario 3, and then we see which one we get. And, we take it as it comes, but I think cautiously optimistic is the way we might proceed. Right.
Evie, Bob, absolutely. Evie and Bob, thank you so much. We wish you and the team at Montclair Film all the best, and we're going to do everything we can on our end to make sure we let people know about the important things going on and how they can access it. All the best, Bob and Evie. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you. That's Evie. That's Bob. I'm Steve. We'll be right back.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by Investors Bank, Hackensack Meridian Health, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, the Northward Center, the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities Clean Energy Program, the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, Choose New Jersey, Fedway Associates, Inc., and by Eastern Atlantic States Regional Council of Carpenters. Promotional support provided by NorthJersey.com and Local IQ, part of the USA Today network. And by AM 970 The Answer.
The essence of the Northward Center is ingrained in our values, thoughts, and actions. What began as a storefront on Bloomfield Avenue has evolved into a life-changing community nonprofit. The mansion is steeped in tradition, but with all of its grandeur, the true essence of the North Ward Center is in the people we serve. So as the North Ward Center commemorates 50 years of service, let's also celebrate the many opportunities yet to come.